You're spacing out on me again. There's that look again. He keeps peering down on me with such adoration in his eyes, and if I didn't know any better, I would think that he was already halfway in love with me. But that was very conceited, and probably wasn't even true. Sorry, I was just thinking about things. Are you going to share those things with the rest of the class? He says with a playful smile and a gentle nudge onto my side, and I couldn't help but laugh. When did we become so comfortable with each other? And when did he lose all his stutter? It's nothing, really. Maybe a bit embarrassing, but... Well, I was wondering... How do you feel about... My sentence gets cut short when a drop of rain lands on my cheek. Instinctively, I look up and find myself wondering how I didn't notice those dark clouds in the sky sooner. All of a sudden, more droplets fall down, until it's all but pouring rain and forcing everyone in the area to find cover. We're here. Ren doesn't seem to pay much attention when he grabs me by the hand and pulls me underneath one of the awnings near a building. He shields me from the rain with his body, and I couldn't help but feel tiny with the way his arms cage me in as he rests them against the wall. Oh. We look at each other in silence for I'm getting nervous. A brief moment before erupting in laughter. Perhaps it was because of the adrenaline from all the panic running, or the fact that Ren's hair was starting to lose its fluffiness, but I couldn't hold back from letting out a fit of giggles. This one seems to spur Ren on as well, until we're both wheezing out our lungs and gulping down air. Why are you laughing? It's raining. Why is that so funny? I can't remember the last time I ran that fast. Me too. He lied. The looming sound of thunder echoes from afar and drowns out our laughter until we're both silent once more. Once again, we both calm down. Ren moves further. Yeah, sorry. I thought he was moving it closer. Damn. He moves farther away from me, from the rain before casting a glance. Well, okay, I gotta reread that sentence. I'm so sorry. I apologize at my weird way of reading. I tend to mix words around. Ren moves me further away from the rain before casting a glance behind me. Him. Wait here. I'll buy us an umbrella so we can get out of this rain. But you'll get soaked. Tis the sacrifice I'm willing to make. I roll my eyes at his corny joke and I send him off with an amused smile. He doesn't look back before he makes a mad dash out to the rain and down the street towards the closest convenience store. Though the rain only seems to get heavier the moment he leaves, I find myself pressing even further against the wall behind me to avoid the recoil of the rain bouncing off the pavement. There wasn't much for me to do while I waited for Ren to return, aside from watching people scramble around for shelter. And just like that, the carefree sounds of laughter echoing from the street captures my attention as I watch Leon, Tio, and Jay all run to cover like their life depended on it. Yeah, here they are. Well, it seemed as though the beach outing got cut short as well. Glancing back once more, I barely make out the figure of Leon using his bag as a makeshift umbrella as he ducks under one of the awnings of an ice cream stand. All while Tio and JR trail behind at a leisure pace, kicking and splashing water at each other in the rain. I had to look away for a moment that Tio started to remove his shirt. I had an inkling that it was so he could show off. Man! And knowing Jae-hyun, I'd follow along with a mindless grunt. Or he'd follow along. Because that's what he always does when it comes to his friends. A part of me felt like calling out to the group to see if I could wait out the storm alongside them, but they all seemed to be enjoying themselves and I didn't want to get in between that. Plus, I did promise Ren that I'd wait here for him. Even if he was taking his sweet time. Was he ever gonna return? There was no sign of him or his comfy-looking cardigan, and I was beginning to wonder if he really did ditch me. After all, it must have been more than 15 minutes by now. What if he got caught up with something? Or what if he went back to see that cashier lady again? Her store did happen to be on the same street, but after spending this afternoon with Ren and getting to know him, I concluded that he wasn't the type of person to do such a thing. Plus, it'd be a really low blow considering that he was the one to offer to take me out on a date today. Although, if I was being honest here with myself, it did seem as though they had chemistry. Especially with how she looked at him and touched his arm as though it was the most natural thing in the world. She apparently knew him as well, or at least he looks recognizable enough. Why did that make my blood boil? Thankfully, the rain was there to cool me off, as well as soak the ends of my outfit and make everything feel damp and uncomfortable. Was Ren really coming back? It shouldn't take this long to buy an umbrella. Girl! Wait. Maybe something did come up. I'll show her come back. And as if on cue, I spot a familiar patch of pink hair from within the misty rain, frantically sprinting with an umbrella in one hand and a bag under the other. See, if you had done that stupid shit that they do in webtoons where you're like, I guess I'm just gonna go home. Angel? Emmy? Ah. He almost slams into me before stopping just in time, and I could tell on the way that he was wheezing that he ran all the way back here without stopping. Sorry, I thought I almost lost you for a second. It's so hard to see in this weather. Geez, Ren, what took you so long? I almost wanted to cuss him out for taking over 20 minutes just to buy a single umbrella, but the genuine apologetic look on his features made me hold my tongue. Sorry, I ran into your friends from earlier, which took forever for me to shake them off. And then the convenience store ended up closing early due to the sudden weather change. And then I had to go to that awful souvenir shop with that obnoxious, clingy cashier, and... He was talking a mile a minute, and I was worried he ended up biting his tongue. Gently, I raised a hand to signal him to calm down, and his intense monologue soon comes to a halt. I'm really sorry about making you wait so long, but... Ta-da! I did manage to get an umbrella, amongst other things as well. He gives a small twirl in his hands, sending droplets of water all over the place. We can start heading back home now if you want, unless you want to go somewhere specific? We can go to my apartment, we can go to your apartment. Oh shit, what should we say? There's so many options to say something. Where do you want to go? I could say, where do you want to go? Let's ask him that. Where do you want to go? Well, my place isn't far. We could wait out the storm there if you'd like. Sure. I even have a heater and dryer we can use. The image of me sitting in front of a warm, cozy heater was too hard to resist, and I ended up agreeing with Ren's suggestion. Okay. Despite the heavy downpour of rain, we managed to make it to Ren's apartment complex in one piece. I guess he really wasn't lying when he said his apartment wasn't far from mine. But judging from the pristine interior and fully functioning elevator, his building seemed to be in far better shape compared to my apartment. The elevator ride couldn't have been less awkward though, if it weren't for the slow ascend and tacky music. Da-da-da-da-da. Or the fact that Ren deemed it appropriate to shake his hair like a wet dog and get water droplets everywhere. Cute. On the elevator doors, once the elevator doors slid open, I was immediately met with a grandiose corridor and large, spacious doors. And I found myself wondering how much it cost to live in a place like this. Don't look too hard about how messy my place is, okay? I wasn't expecting to have someone over today, so I didn't bother cleaning up. I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu. Haha. Thankfully, I don't have any white-haired neighbors who like to take their plants on walks. Actually, now that I think about it, it is a bit strange, but no one lives on the floor aside from me. Not really sure why, but I'm not gonna complain. I can make as much noise as I want and no one would notice. Ren shoots me a mischievous grin, and I find myself wondering what he meant by that. Noise, huh? Yeah? Like, hey, it's boofing time? Hello? Hello? It's boofing time. They said, yeah, noise, like this. Like loud music and stuff? Movies? Yeah. Something like that. He unlocks the door with some electronic card attached to his keychain, and the moment the door swings open, I let out an audible gasp. Ren doesn't seem fazed in the slightest as he flicks on the lights and walks into his own home, but I can only stand at the entrance to his foyer and shut. Hello? Is this a warning? Is this a puppy warning? Yes, foyer. He had a whole damn foyer in his apartment. What even is this apartment? Surely a penthouse would be making more sense. Holy shit, Ren. Is there something wrong? What is it? I know the decor is kind of tacky, but it came with the apartment, and I haven't found the time to do anything about it yet. I'm sorry, but are you the long-lost heir of a billionaire or something? This place is huge! And oh my god, is that marble? No, I get paid a lot for my job. Enough to afford rent, at least. You know, I don't think I've asked you this yet, but what exactly is your job? Oh, my job is... I guess you could say I'm a programmer? I don't know, I take on a few jobs every so often. They're super fancy or anything. Nothing's super fancy. Ren, you have marble flooring. Leaving the newly discovered programmer at the entrance, I curiously venture further into his apartment. Marble's a pain in the ass to clean, too. Oh, Angel, do you want some slippers? The floors can get cold, and your shoes are probably soaked, right? Turning around, I noticed Ren opening a small closet and pulling out a pair of dark house slippers. He looks at me with a curious expression, but makes no effort to hand them over. Only if you want them. I'll take them, but only because they might be... juicy? Len lets out a puff of laughter through his nose at my joke, but doesn't seem to deny it. As I put them on, I noticed how they were in my exact size. Ouch. And it made me wonder if he had bought a bunch of expensive house slippers in varying sizes. But as funny as that imagery was, how did Ren accurately guess my shoe size without seeing my feet? Here, why don't I show you to the bathroom? I'll find you something to wear in the meantime while your clothes are in the dryer. Or would you prefer a towel? Sorry, I don't usually invite people over. Seeing his timid side resurface once more gave me a sudden urge to tease him. Oh god. Girl. We're gonna get in trouble. Just a towel? Oh god. No, this is all mean. I'm not gonna say the last two. They sound too mean. So I guess I'll stick with just a towel. Just a towel? Nothing else? Yeah? To keep you warm instead of taking a shower? Unless you'd prefer a blanket, because I'm pretty sure I have an electric... Oh. It was as if all the gears inside his head were finally clicking together. No, I didn't mean... I meant a towel that you can wear over your clothes. Not just you in a towel. Unless you'd want to. That's... Why would you... I'm just gonna shut up now. That wasn't what I meant at all, but his reaction was priceless nonetheless. Oh, that's what I thought you meant. Anyways, I'll show you to the bathroom. You can use whatever you want in there. Nothing's off limits. First it was offering to spend the night at my place, then it was asserting himself as my boyfriend in front of my friends. He really doesn't care about personal boundaries, huh? I was beginning to think that Ren really didn't seem to mind when it came to me invading his personal bubble as well. Though, he still did seem pretty standoffish around Theo, and Jay and Leon. And it took him a while to warm up to Eleanor back at the library. He even seemed indifferent when we first met Violet, but I figured it was only because he was shy. Speaking of being shy, I still noticed how Ren didn't seem to be switching up his personality as much anymore. And I was beginning to think that he was showing me his real side. Up until now, everything felt real and genuine, and I found out that I could bounce back witty retorts between each one more easily. Though every now and again he might slip up and stutter, but I just assumed it was because my teasing made him flustered. So, maybe the timid side of him was genuine after all. But, I'll leave some clothes for you outside and put the plushie I bought for you in your room. Huh? Oh, yeah, thanks. Geez, I was zoning out again and completely missed half of what he was saying. Something about clothes and a plushie he bought? Was he talking about the Haruka plushie that I was eyeing earlier? I mean, he was carrying a gift bag from the souvenir shop earlier. Did he really buy me that toy? Ren, however, doesn't seem to pick up on my confusion though, and invitingly opens the bathroom door for me with a soft smile. And so without trying to make anything awkward, I quickly slip inside and lean against the door for support. Which was fortunate for me because one swipe of the bathroom had me stumbling back in surprise. Whoa. Even his restroom looked expensive. I was afraid of touching anything, fearing I'd accidentally break it and end up paying for it. Glancing around, I noticed how his countertop seemed to be void of any dental care, hairbrushes, and skincare products, though a few bottles of concealer and open box of hair dye sat in the corner near the sink. Well, I guess that answers my burning question on whether or not he'd naturally get pink hair. What? Who naturally has pink hair? But now that made me wonder, if Ren does dye his hair, then what is his natural color? There are still so many things I didn't know about that soft-looking guy, and I was beginning to question whether coming in here was a good idea or not. With a sigh, I decided not to waste any more time thinking about irrelevant things, and instead turned my attention back to the shower. Quickly stripping out of my clothes, I jump into the unnecessarily large glass booth and turn on the water. Glancing at Ren's shelf on the albeit limited hair products, I couldn't help but notice that one brand in particular just so happened to be the exact same as mine. Did we use the same shampoo? He didn't really smell like me, but maybe that was because I wasn't paying much attention. I mean, who randomly smells people out of the blue anyway? Shaking my head in such a silly notion, I begin to scrub away at the lingering smell of rain from my body and quickly finish up watching. Watching? You're being watched. I can feel it. Bundled up in a warm towel, I crack open the large door and poke my head out in the hallway. True to his word, Ren left a small pile of clothes outside the bathroom, neatly stacked and propped against the side of the wall. Bringing the contents back inside, I noticed that one piece of clothing in particular was rather comfy-looking hoodie. But the design on the front, however, was rather morbid-looking and really didn't suit Ren's vibes. Maybe from a horror film or something? Wait a minute. Why do I feel like I remember... Do you remember the description of the guy who broke into our apartment wearing a hoodie from a horror film? Shrugging my shoulders, I put the hoodie on and instantly get enveloped into the sheer amount of fabric. I mean, it made sense considering large Ren and lanky frame, but this was just absurd. I had to stifle a laugh from the amusing sight in the fogged-up mirror, but I had to admit that the soft fabric felt nice and warm against my skin. Even the scent that came from it felt oddly comforting somehow. Turning back to the remaining clothes in the pile, I gently pick up the next item and try to put it on. Gray sweatpants didn't seem to fit the length of my legs, despite the number of times I tried to roll up the elastic. But luckily, Ren was thoughtful enough to give me other alternatives. The dark pair of shorts seemed to be the better option, especially since it came with a drawstring and deep pockets. Nice. Nice. Once I get fully dressed, I stepped out of the bathroom and aimlessly walk around until I hear the faint sounds of a TV playing. Feeling curious, I follow the source of the sound down the hallway. Breaking news! A sudden storm hits Bay, as gale force winds and over street signs and awnings. It's believed the sudden change of weather will die down soon and stay safe indoors. I continue to follow the sound of the noise until it suddenly cuts out and changes into a glaring monotone sound, indicating that the television must have lost signal. Uh-oh. And soon enough, I found myself in Ren's spacious lounge room. Aside from the TV, the rest of the lights were off, but I could still make out most of the dark shapes in the room with ease. Okay, that's a little unsettling. It was just as glorious as the rest of the house, so I couldn't help but feel like it lacked any form of life. It just didn't seem like someone actually lived here. The furniture was gaudy yet tasteless, and there was hardly any personal decoration or colors, and there was nothing that really screamed Ren to me. There were no personal touches, photos, items, hobbies, nothing. Just tacky furniture and the bland smell of something sterile. If I was being honest, it gave off the same vibe as a dental clinic or a hospital. I mean, he did recently move in, right? Maybe that's why. Who moved in? Oh my god. You are in, sweatpants. Surprised by the sudden voice, I spin on my heel, only to find Ren coming out of one of the hallways with a new set of comfy clothes. He seemed much more at ease like this, especially with the gentle expression on his face. I watch as he takes a respectful glance at my attire before sheepishly averting his attention to the end of his sleeve. Sorry, that's the smallest pair of clothing that I own. It looks really good on you, though. Oh, thanks. Keep them if you want. The sound of thunder rumbling in the distance cuts off Ren's mumbling, and I involuntarily step closer to him. Oh, am I scared of thunder? Without missing a beat, he reaches out and rests a protective hand on my shoulder to steady me. Ren idly glances out of the window before turning his undivided... I'm getting nervous. Undivided attention back to me once more, only this time with a determined look. It's really pouring, huh? Yes! I could only nod in my head at his words, suddenly feeling sheepish all of a sudden. I know, me too. I'm nervous. I really should have checked the weather forecast before I went out today. But to be fair, it didn't look as it starts spontaneously. It didn't look like it was going to spontaneously... Why am I so tongue-tied? It didn't look like it was going to start raining randomly when I left my apartment this morning. And I guess I was enjoying my time with Ren to the point where I didn't even realize the weather was turning sour. Angel? Sorry, what did you say? I just asked if you wanted to stay the night here. You know, seeing as how it's raining out there, and your clothes haven't finished drying yet. It'd be no trouble. I could return the favor, considering how you let me stay at your apartment yesterday. Staying at his place for the night? Well, this certainly is how I didn't expect my day to go. But would it really be that bad? It definitely beats waiting out the storm and walking home with a bunch of puddles everywhere. Maybe I might regret this. I don't have a choice. It looks like I don't have a choice. Spend the night. Looks like I don't have a choice. I guess I could spend the night, if that's really okay with you. Yeah, of course it is. It's totally fine. Wow, he... really energetic, eccentric man. Wasn't he? Yeah. Let me know if you need any more pillows or blankets. Or if the room gets too cold. I haven't worked out how to use the fancy heater system yet, but I can definitely try. Also, you already know where the bathroom is, but if you... Okay, I think I got it, Ren. I shoot him a reassuring smile as I turned to face him at the door. I should have gotten used to his attentive and observant behavior by now, but it still felt like a foreign side of him that I haven't fully discovered. I'm getting so nervous. Something's gonna happen. Still, at least he wasn't stuttering as much anymore. Now I'm stuttering. I know. Sorry. I just want you to be as comfortable as possible. So just treat this house like your own. Alright, gotcha. He looks as he doesn't want to leave, and instead lingers in the front door a little while longer. Are you sure there isn't anything else you need? Anything at all? Uh-oh. And I get a goodnight kiss. Oh my god! What was behind that locked door? I don't remember seeing a locked door. I don't remember seeing that. I don't think I know what you're talking about. No, I think I don't remember seeing any locks on this house at all. That's not a question you ask somebody, I think. No. Should I flirt with him? What is wrong with me? This is clearly a yandere, and I'm like, should I flirt with him? I just want to see what happens when I ask him if I can sleep in his bed. What's gonna happen? Can I sleep in your bed? Is he gonna get shy? He got shy! You want to... in my room? Did I just say that? I can't keep letting these intrusive thoughts win. I'm your intrusive thoughts, lady. I don't mind, but what's wrong with the guest room? He peers behind my head to glance around the room behind me before sheepishly meeting my gaze once more. Nothing's wrong. I wanted to tease you a little bit, is all. Sorry, I really don't know why I said that. Oh, I see. Haha, don't worry about it then. Okay, wait. I want to see what... Okay. I want to see what happens when we ask him for a little kiss. Is he gonna get still shy, or am I gonna get a kiss? Almost sheepishly, I dared to look up and gauge at Ren's reactions. He seemed to be taking it just as awkwardly as I was, judging from how red his face and neck got. Just kidding. I don't really know why Before I could react, Ren was already leaning down and pressing his soft lips against my own. Wait, it was more than just teasing. He actually gave me a kiss. I barely noticed his hand gently coming down to hold my shoulder to keep me steady as his head tilts to the side. The kiss was brief and chaste, but it made both of us flustered. Is that okay? Uh-huh. Okay. Good. I'm glad. Before I can even respond, he's already turning on his heels and speed walking towards his own room. He's gotta go jackhammer it now. Shaking my head at his odd behavior, I close the door behind me and slowly make my way towards the bed. At his odd behavior? You're the one who asked him for a kiss. What the f- Girl, you're so into yourself. I noticed that the Haruko plushie that Ren bought earlier was sitting up top the sheets, and I gently bring it closer to my chest and gave it a soft squeeze. Yeah, I'm much more content with the kiss thing. I like to tease him about the bed stuff, but I think that made him upset. So, I'm gonna stick with this. So he really did buy this for me after all. The faintest hint of cherry and mint emits from the toy, and it makes my mind drift off thoughts of strange pink-haired man once more. He was still as odd as usual, but some parts of him were starting to feel rather endearing. I noticed how he was no longer stuttering as much or acting shy, and it made me wonder if we were getting closer. Now that I really thought about it, how did I feel about Ren? I mean, how do I feel about Ren? I like him. I'm crushing on the man. Okay, I'm crushing on him. Okay, so maybe I did find him rather endearing and attractive. Ren was very considerate and attentive towards me during our date, and I could see myself wanting to go on another date in the near future. Yeah, you got all jealous. What do you mean? What kind of question is that? He certainly had a boyfriend potential, but I still needed to work up the nerve to make it lead towards that direction. He seemed far too hesitant to do it himself, but it would have been nice to see him put more effort into it as well. Into what? He did everything today! What are you talking about? Ah well, just knowing Ren wanted to spend the entire day with me is more than enough. Rolling onto my side, I hug the plushie closer so I can be surrounded by his comforting scent as I slowly drift off to sleep. Am I becoming the yandere? That's the end of the demo? No! I asked him what was behind the locked door. The locked door? What door? Oh, you mean the one at the end of the hallway. All of a sudden, his timid persona is back again. Was he just nervous? What could he possibly be hiding behind that room to make him act like this? There is nothing in particular, just, I'm currently using it as storage for all the furniture from my old place. It's really messy in there. I'd be embarrassed if you saw what's behind that door. Oh, yeah, okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. Great, now I'm the person who threw accusations at someone kind enough to offer me to stay at his house for them. It was still nice to know that he did own some of the furniture. Sorry, I guess I was just really curious about it. Usually people don't leave the lights on behind locked doors. Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to show you what's behind the door when it's not so cluttered. But then, if that's alright, then I'll just let you get some sleep. If you need anything, my room is just three doors down. 3 down doors. Gotcha. Good night, Ren. Good night, Emmy. Sweet dreams. Okay, I think the rest might be the same. Yes, it is. Okay, so I did the we can go to my apartment thing, and basically all that happened was pretty much similar thing. I gave him a kiss on the cheek, he took me home. And then the TV broadcast this time though mentioned somebody was found dead near a store that her and Renzo happened to be by. So yeah, and then it ended like the other endings, and I'll just go around and see if I can see anything other differences. I want to see if there's any difference if I click the glitchy one. Did I really want to stay the night at Ren's place? Guess I did, I couldn't remember otherwise. Duh, yeah, girl. Okay, that's it for now. That was 14 days with you, except we only spent 2 days with you in the demo. I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this visual novel for the full release because this was cute in a really deranged way. I am down here for it, down bad. The baddest I will ever be down. So I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to play this for yourself. The demo is free, and you can see if there were any other differences that maybe you would want to do for yourself. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next videos. Bye 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 bye!